What horrors lie in the Blackwood forest? Let's find out in part 3.
I would like to lick it.
How does it taste?
Can you make me a wisdom saving throw, please?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
I have advantage on wisdom saving throws against magic. I like where this is going.
It is not...
It's not magic.
Okay, you have advantage. Yeah, you have advantage.
Perfect, because I rolled a 9. Oh no!
Oh no!
I rolled another 9. What are the freaking odds? No, they're both 9s.
Ah.
Wisdom, 13.
As your tongue makes contact with the tree, it's like you're hearing a reverberation through your tongue, and you pull away, right, and then what you've taken into your mouth now kind of absorbing, your saliva starts to break it down. This residue kind of on this outside of it. You regard the tree as if it is like a thing of your nightmares. You are frightened of this tree and are compelled to flee from it for a minute.
Oh my goodness! Oh my, it's awful! It's awful! It's awful! Run, everybody! Turn around! Run! We need to leave! Run!
Just stay put, little man.
It's a tree.
I sprint away from the tree.
We're gonna lose him, guys.
Follow Grundle.
I guess follow Grundle.
So Grundle sprints off and just disappears into the woods. Now, for the rangers, so you can't be lost, right?
You and your group can't become lost except by magical means.
Then never mind. But I will say your the ability where you avoid the difficult terrain is applicable. So you're not hampered by the bramble movement because of the two of you, because of your specialty with the forest. Clearly, though, you've been, let's say you have been wandering for about an hour and a half. You would expect that you would know the direction to get back to Gulham. But the two of you have no idea which way the city is, which is obviously very odd for the two of you.
Grundle would like to cast Gust to propel himself more quickly.
As you flee from the tree you licked, Grundle, and the others quickly follow. Brambles are catching at your clothing, and like the midnight black branches of the surrounding trees smacking you in the face, right, until you stumble into a clearing. And this is like the first clearing or any sign of any type of opening other than the brambled forest floor that you've seen since entering the forest. And as soon as you kind of break that vegetation line, like you're all hit with the smell of death as it hangs heavy in the air.
Ugh.
6 lumbering figures react to your appearance. Each of these figures clearly no longer living. Desiccated and decaying flesh kind of clings to their cheekbones. Really the only exposed bits of flesh on them as they are clad in chainmail. They each hold a shield and a long sword. 6 of them stand in this line across this 30-foot space, shields raised to form kind of a wall. The 2 center warriors, immediately they kind of sidestep to create a gap, which allows a 7th figure to step forward from behind them. He also holds a shield, but he's wearing a thick tabard over his chainmail shirt, and it's embroidered with the Gulham city crest. Its disjointed jaw opens as it barks orders. As the seneschal commands, stand steadfast against the threats of the forest for Gulham! And we can roll initiative.
16 for Malik.
15 for Dandelion.
13 for Ravina.
18 or Grundle.
And so as the line kind of breaks and that 7th figure stepping forward, everybody, could you each make me a charisma saving throw, please? As you're beholding the sight, as this 7th figure, he too is clearly also some form of undead. but he seems to have like this, almost like this menacing aura or presence to his visage.
Is this against being charmed?
It is not. It is against being frightened, though, if that also applies.
Is it against magic?
Not. I wouldn't say this is not. This is not a magical. Not considered magical.
Okay, 16 charisma save.
Dandelion comes out of the clearing and goes, ah! She got a 4.
Ravina got a 17.
14 for Grundle.
Okay. Was DC 15. So, Dandelion and Grundle, you are now both frightened of this seventh figure with wearing the Golhem crest. So, Grundle, you're really not having a great time in the forest here.
Scary place.
Scared everything.
So, just the standard frightened condition. You have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of your fear is within line of sight, and you cannot willingly move closer to the source of fear. First up, the menacing figure that you're all now frightened of will immediately approach the first person you can see, which happens to be Grundle.
Hold your ground, Grundle.
Hold your Grundle.
While he has the long sword, he actually kind of reaches and lashes out at you with basically his bare hands, trying to claw at you. Only a 10 and a 12 to hit, though.
My AC, that does not hit my AC, either of those.
All right, you're next, Grundle.
This is the one I'm afraid of.
That's correct, yeah.
I mean, I'm tempted to cast Tensor's Floating Disc.
You could ask him to put his weapon on it just for safekeeping.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I will cast Mind Sliver against this this beast in front of me here. So it is a intelligence saving throw.
11.
So that's a fail for 5 psychic damage. And if I move away, I'm going to take an opportunity attack. Yeah, I guess I'll stay where I am.
So, actually...
I thought you had to flee as well.
No, so this is just the standard frightened condition. There are other creatures that specifically, as per their frightened ability, will cause you to flee.
Okay.
So because of your fright from the tree, which does make you have to run away from it, you can no longer back up towards that tree. And you can no longer go forward towards this Draugr that has come up to you and attempted to claw at you. So you actually cannot. I guess you can technically move sideways. You can move up and down on the map. That's but you can't move forward or backward.
You can horizontally sidestep.
This is quite a pickle I've got myself in.
I picture him like wanting to move in a direction, but he can't, and he wants to move in the other direction, but he can't. He's just kind of dancing around in the
Shuffling
spot.
back and forth.
Yeah.
He had to lick a tree. This is all because he licked a tree.
Curiosity killed the magician.
Illusionist.
All right, so I assume you're fine where you are then.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I have many
Fine
options,
enough.
really, Leland.
Does he get to save against being afraid of trees on his turn?
You do get at the end of your turn to save against both sources.
Do I have disadvantage because of...
No, that's the one thing that the frightened condition does not give you disadvantage against. So your saving throws are okay.
So this is a saving throw against magic, just to be clear.
The tree is magic, yes. The first one. So let's save against the
okay.
tree fear. That is technically a source of magic. So you can have advantage against that.
I was just harassing you on that one.
You need a DC 17.
Oh my goodness. And what type of saving throw is it?
That one's a wisdom.
Intelligence, you said? That's a fail.
Okay, so you're still scared of the tree.
Sure am. It's terrifying. Tasted awful. So bitter.
Now you can attempt, that lingering taste. It's really, you can't get it out of your mouth. Now you can attempt a charisma saving throw against the Draugr's fear aura, which is not a magical source. It's just their kind of innate ability they have.
That is a 14.
That is one shy of what you needed. That one's a DC 15, so
Son of a gun.
you are still frightened from both sources. Okay, Malik, you're next.
All right. How far back behind me in the woods can I go and still have clear shot with a bow?
If you step back into the thick forest of which you broke through, it's completely obscured. The clearing is obscured.
Can I move 15 feet back on the map here? Is that still inside the clearing?
Yeah, I would say that's just on the edge of it.
Okay. So for my bonus action, I'll do Slayer's Prey on the guy that's the main guy that's in front of Grundle, which gives me extra d6 damage if I hit. It's a 19 to hit.
Yeah.
11 points of piercing, 4 points of radiant, and 1 additional point for the Slayers. And now I get a second attack. 18 to hit.
18 hits.
That is going to be 5 piercing and 6 radiant, so 11 total damage.
Okay, your weapon seems to be striking true, and the radiant is definitely having an effect.
All right, that's it for me. That's 2 actions and a bonus.
Dandelion.
I will reach into one of my bags and pull out the teeniest, tiniest little fan and a bright red orange feather and do a big flourish with my arm, and a wind wall will appear in front of all of the back warriors. Dead, undead things. It's 50 foot long, 15 feet high, 1 foot thick, and all of them need to make me a strength save.
What's the DC?
14.
Looks like all but number 6 fail.
Yay.
Nice.
That is 12 damage and half on a success.
Okay.
So I take bludgeoning damage, and the strong wind keeps fog, smoke, and other gases at bay, so no farting. Small flying creatures or objects cannot pass through the wall. Loose, lightweight materials brought into the wall fly upwards. Arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles launched at targets behind the wall are deflected upward and automatically miss. Creatures in gaseous form cannot pass through.
On this clearing, so you've entered through like vegetation, like trees and underbrush, right? And kind of around, almost in the semicircle, like you can see the walls of the clearing and the surrounding the clearing outside of what you've entered through looks like thick and brambly, and again, you can't see past it further outside of the clearing. It clearly, like, it's thorny and looks like it would be difficult to navigate against. So like this wind wall, it's not normal. It's not really vegetation that would, blow in a wind or rustle in the leaves. But these undying warriors, you see, again, the 5 of the 6, the ones that failed, are just buffeted by these winds, and their shields drop down and as their weapons, and they kind of clunk into the forest floor. Each of them just barely on their feet.
Nice.
Does that wall, stay there?
For a minute,
Okay.
unless I drop it.
Yeah, I'm doubting I can shoot an arrow through it.
Is it concentration?
It is concentration.
Okay, yeah, if you want to drop concentration, you can decide to.
No, I'm leaving it up for now until somebody else tells me otherwise.
Still got another guy. You got the big guy.
Ravina, you're up.
Alright. Well, I was gonna shoot the line of warriors, but I'll go for the big guy, sure. Knock an arrow. Shoot it out with my bow here at the captain. 27 to hit.
Yeah.
That's 5 piercing on the first arrow, and then second attack on him as well. That is 16.
That one is a miss, unfortunately. He just barely gets his shield up. And I assume you also have a magical weapon, yes?
Yes, yep, it's a +2 longbow.
So your arrow that struck him also appeared to be as effective as it should be. Last in initiative, unless Ravina, you wanted to move somewhere.
I'll stay where I'm at, behind Grundle. The meat shield.
Towering over him.
Tower, yes, I am 6'3", but yeah. He's protecting my legs.
It's like, what are they called? Shin guards. he's shin guards for you.
1/16 cover.
I have armor on,
1/16
but
cover.
extra Nomi armor helps.
Don't make Grundle cast enlarge reduce on himself, okay? If you keep teasing
If you're
him about
reduced
his...
anymore, you won't be able to
Yeah,
see
you make yourself smaller.
Wait, he can get smaller?
It's like Blink.
That would be a lot less cleanup for the poofs for Jeff.
That's right.
Okay, Undying Warriors. Is this wind wall difficult terrain to pass through? Or
It doesn't say that.
All right. The 6 of them swarm.
They don't take damage or anything when they go through it?
It only says when the wall appears,
Oh. Okay.
which is kind
Don't
of
let them
bullshit.
know. Don't let them know.
Yeah, you would think that trying to move through it would do something to them.
Well, as they step through, you see those bits of decaying flesh just blasted up and up to the top and out of the top of the wind wall, now revealing like full skeletal faces. So, let's see. Two rush Malik. Both of them are going to attempt to first shield bash you. Boy, what did yours say? The highest one is a 17 and a 9.
Yeah, I have a 13 armor class.
Okay, so one of them gets their shield. Will smack you for 4 bludgeoning, and can you make me a strength saving throw, please?
That's a 10.
All right, that is a fail. So as he bashes you, you're pushed 5 feet back through the vegetation, kind of out of sight now. You've almost passed through like this. Think of it as like almost like you're passing through a curtain or something of vegetation, and you're knocked prone. Now you're kind of they've knocked you out of their own sight here, almost though. All right, one's gonna try to shield bash for Vina. 24 to hit.
Yep. Ouch.
5 bludgeoning, and you are sent 5 feet back and knocked prone.
Can I Hellish Rebuke that thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, the Hellish Rebuke hits for 17 fire damage.
Way more than enough. So that one that pushed you, immediately you rebuke them, and they just go up in like a pile of ash once the flames reside. Still, now in Ravina, you're not prone. Still, you have one Undying Warrior on you, which will take a longsword swipe at you with advantage because you're prone.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, advantage is still only an 11, so that will miss.
Misses, yeah.
Dandelion, you're getting a shield bash as well. Wow, 10 for the bash. Follow-up longsword is a 13.
Nope. AC is 16. Able to block it with my quarterstaff.
Grundle taking a shield bash 15.
I'll allow it.
That is your AC you said earlier, so.
I do have a shield, but I'm not going to use it right now.
So you take 8 bludgeoning, you're pushed 5 feet back and knocked prone. And then back to the top with the Draugr, who you see is just, like he's clearly like battered and bruised from your volley attacks in that first round. And he begins to swell and
Oh no.
grow.
Don't do it.
Oh my.
He's gonna
Stop going to the gym.
Grundle does have a soft bottom.
Is he turning violet?
It's gonna float away in the river, hopefully.
There's no chocolate river in the Blackwood Forest, unfortunately, but he does swell, doubling in size.
He cast Enlarge Reduce.
He will make 2 swipes with his sword at Grundle, who's prone, so both of them have advantage.
Push him into the wind.
17 to hit for the first
Should be
one.
able to reach Grundle now. He's too big.
Yeah, Grundle's between his legs. Protected.
I think I will, because if I cast Shield, it lasts until my next turn, so both of his attacks will have an increased AC. I will cast Shield. So my AC will, go from 15 to 20.
Okay, his follow-up attack here, which is a 24.
Oof. Okay.
And because of his increased size, he's going to hit you for 17 slashing.
Ow.
And Grundle, you're up.
I will spend half of my movement to stand up and dust myself off. And make sure that I've got all of my poof powder still intact.
How are you looking?
Grundle's seen worse, but he's a little beat up. Ruffled around the edges.
He's got a boo-boo. Dandelion's too good to heal us anyway.
I like Grundle.
Yeah, we do keep ripping on the two of you.
This is a line that would hit all of those enemies and not us, right?
Yeah.
So Grundle, seeing this captain who's clearly compensating in front of him, as well as these 2 undying warriors who are really ruining our good time out in the forest. He's going to cast Tidal Wave, and he is going to drop a wall of water right on top of their heads.
Warrior 6, 3, and Captain.
Can be up to 30 feet long, 10 feet wide, and 10 feet tall if I so choose. They have to make a dex saving throw.
The Draugr gets a 16.
That's a pass.
Ooh, and 22 and a 16 for the 2 warriors.
Dang. Okay. So they'll take half damage, and they will not be knocked prone. And for my next trick, I'm going to quench your thirst. Half of 14 damage. 7 damage. Oh boy. That wasn't very good.
Hey, little guy, that was actually kind of cool.
Well, as this wall of this line of waters appears above these undead creatures, crashing into the 2 undying warriors stuck or hit within it, just like shatter under the water's force, like into piles of bones. The Draugr captain still on his feet, but you've taken out 2 more. And all of you are, kind of, as the water splashes and spreads out, like up to your knees, are splashing now wet as it spreads across this clearing, and then the water disappears. All right, well done. Would you like to move up or down? But not back or forth.
I mean, I can cast Fly, but I'm all out of actions, so no, I guess I shall stay where I am.
But you are going to make saves, and as I see him about to try and make a save, I can add a 1 to his save.
+1 to his save.
By means of what?
Wheels, my cosmic omen. Whenever a creature I can see within 30 feet of me is about to make an attack roll or a saving throw or an ability check, I can use my reaction to roll a d6.
Good roll, Em.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Dandelion.
Okay, okay. Sure.
That is what it says.
No, but I mean, okay. You can add your 1 to your first wisdom saving throw for the tree sphere, but like this isn't something that Dandelion is seeing Grundle do, right? If Grundle was making a dexterity saving throw against like a spell effect or something, I think that's its intended purpose. Yeah, but it's okay. You could make a wisdom saving throw with advantage because from the tree is a magical source, +1.
Could I argue that I could see he's still frightened of the tree, so I want to give him a little boost? Like, to justify it?
I mean, you can make that argument. I'm not stopping you from making that argument.
He's already gave it to you. No point in arguing.
Arguing with Leland usually doesn't get us too far.
Trying to make it seem more realistic in our fantasy.
Yeah.
No, I get you, because he is clearly, yeah, you're right. He should look frightened from these sources. All right, what did you get, Grundle?
I got a 23.
D6 well spent.
Totally needed it. Totally needed it.
You kind of smack your lips and spit a little bit. Finally, the taste of the tree is out of your mouth. You're no longer frightened of it. Now you can make me a DC 15 Charisma saving throw.
You better not be 1 short on this.
Against the Draugur's effect.
Yeah, he needed it.
19.
Okay,
Good.
you are no longer frightened. And actually, Dandelion, on your first turn, we didn't let you remake that save. So go ahead and make a Charisma saving throw.
20.
You're all no longer afraid of the Draugr captain, so no more frightened condition for anybody. Malik, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to stand up first, so I'm not prone anymore. And can I clearly see, after they push me 5 feet away, I can still see them in my line of sight from where I stand now?
You cannot. They push you back into the wall of vegetation.
Then I'm going to use what's called the Blessing of the Raven Queen, which once per long rest as a bonus action, I can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. And I also have resistance to all damage after I teleport till the start of my next turn.
Does it specify you need to see the spot of which you were teleporting?
It says, once per long rest as a bonus action, you can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. So I'll move 5 foot forward,
Perfect.
teleport 30. That will place me just south of Captain, the big guy, and that was a bonus action to do that.
Grundle smiles and gives an applause at that magic trick.
It's not a magic trick.
So it's a 20 to hit the captain,
Yeah, that hits.
and I still have him down, so that is a total of, so that's 13 piercing and 5 radiant. And second attack, 22 to hit. I don't get the extra on that, so that's 9 piercing and 4 radiant. So 13.
And your second hit just goes into and collapses the Draugr's chest. And the captain shrinks back down, like almost instantly to his normal size, as he falls dead to the floor.
Hey, nothing to be scared of now, little buddy. Except the trees.
Nice shot.
I'll drop the wind wall.
They taste awful. I wouldn't recommend it.
Dandelion, you're up. Still have 3 Undying Warriors left.
I didn't see those 2 guys. Okay. Oh, there's one right next to me. I didn't even see him. I will start at the fact that there's a dead next to me that I didn't see.
Technically next to me and Grundle.
That's why I didn't see him.
Yeah.
I will cast Shillelagh on my quarterstaff. So it is a magic weapon.
Shillelagh!
I was gonna say, why do I always imagine it being like,
Isn't that what... Boy, that's a callback from when Pep ran that one shot for us. The Pep shot.
yeah, that's what I keep.
Oh, yeah.
And I will try and hit him with it.
Smash.
Smash or pass. Dandelion chooses smash.
11.
Ooh, 11 is nowhere near what you need.
Oh no. It's not a very nice way of answering her question.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Ravina.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't have that. I guess I'm right next to this Undying Warrior, so I keep my bow in my right hand and whip out in my left my dagger. Try to stab it. Oh, with a critical miss.
Oof, okay.
Second attack, so I do like a on purpose. It's like a duke. It's like a deek, whatever you call it. And it's like deek, not duke. My second is a 12.
Okay, unfortunately, no. He doesn't fall for your deek. On your follow-up attack, unfortunately misses.
Dang, I need to get practicing my dagger again.
The remaining warriors. Grundle, one does move past you and out of your range there. So you do get an opportunity attack if you want to lash out.
Okay, I will cast Power Word Kill.
Wait, what?
No, I will swing with my hither thither staff to smack him.
Pick him out the knees.
Can't believe that's a thing.
So when attacking with a melee weapon, do I add anything to a strength? Is
Your
that what it
strength,
is?
yeah.
Okay, so I'll add a -1 to that for a 9 to hit.
Yeah, that's gonna be a no for me, dog.
That's a bit pitchy, bro.
All right, good try. But Undying Warrior 4 on you, Grundle, is going to try to shield bash for 16 on the shield bash.
That's a hit.
You take 7 bludgeoning. Could you make me a strength saving throw, please?
Is it a magical strength saving throw?
No.
9.
Okay, you're pushed 5 feet and knocked prone again.
Oh boy. Grundle he gets knocked down, but he gets up again.
It's not very far to go.
Not
to be
really.
honest.
It's to the ground, no. So that's why he's not taking damage. But the warrior takes 5 feet, step forward, and lashes with his longsword with advantage now. Another 16 to hit.
That's a hit.
How are you looking now?
Take 5 more slashing damage.
Approaching the bloodied territory.
I got you.
Dandelion, 2 swipes with longsword against you. Only first one's a 12.
Miss.
Next is a critical hit
Oh, I guess that hits.
for a total of 14 slashing. And Ravina, 2 swipes, But maybe your deeks and dukes were doing a little more than you thought, because
Maybe.
that's a 14 and a 12.
Miss. Totally deked him out.
Grundle, back to the top with you.
Grundle will use half of his movement to stand up, dust himself off, give a sort of habitual pat to his poof pouch, make sure everything's still in there.
Why is
Dude,
he
you gotta
always
quit
checking?
fingering your poof pouch.
Yeah. What a little poofer.
It's hey, it's part of his act, okay? If he can't throw a poof here and there for, distraction or
Flourish?
for a distraction or a flourish, what's the point? He's got another trick up his sleeves, actually. Literally up his sleeves. So he's going to cast Spray of Cards, which is a 15-foot cone. He's going to direct it at the 2 undead in front of him. Pick a card. Pick all of these cards. They're going to have to make a dexterity saving throw.
All of these cards.
7
It's a fail.
and 13.
That is also a fail. So 2d10 force damage,
52 card pickup.
11 force damage, and they are blinded until the end of their next turn.
Well, this spray of cards, cuts up what little flesh they have remaining and gouging into their eyes, and they again collapse into just like dust. They're gone.
Oh boy, tough crowd.
Malik,
Stinks. They smell so bad.
one warrior left.
So there's one left. I'm gonna take a few steps back and loose an arrow, try to shoot him right through his eye socket. It's a 17 to hit.
That just hits.
Alright, so we're gonna do 5 piercing, 3 radiant.
And again, more than enough. These little minions, they were really hurt from that wind wall. And you've defeated every foe in this clearing.
And as a bonus action, I'm gonna don my leather armor, which I didn't have on.
Oh boy.
Which brings me to a 14.
Guys, this forest stinks of death. What the heck was that? And he's got the crest of Golem. I'm gonna go over and look at the captain's attire. Does it look like he was, like it's outdated, like old, sort of? Like maybe he's been lost in the woods for a while now?
Give me an investigation.
10?
Well, there's not much to actually find on the Draugur's person, but yeah, if you're looking at his tabard specifically, it actually looks identical to Captain Ermsford's attire, who you met before you went into the forest. And looking at the Undying Warriors, if you were to give a similar kind of look over, their clothing is identical to what the standard guards of Golem were wearing, who you witnessed kind of just patrolling the streets. So like this, the crest emblazoned on the Draugurs, that's clearly like for a higher ranking officer, like a captain, like Ermsford wears.
I feel like they meant it when they said don't go in these woods.
I'd like to use my primeval awareness, which I can detect the presence of aberrations, celestials, dragons, elementals, fae, fiends, or undead within 1 mile. Actually, 6 miles in our favorite terrain, even though I don't think that's applicable right now in this forest. But do I sense anything near us?
Within 6 miles, no.
I see you do it, and then I do it. I'm just kidding.
I don't sense anything.
Grundle, dear, come here. Come here, Grundle. And I'll put my hands on him, and I will heal him for 11 hit points. And I'll, hold on to one of the beads on my necklace as I do this.
Oh boy, that feels delightful. Here, this was stuck behind your elbow. And I pull out a coin.
And I'll smile down at you, and I'll... Thank you.
You keep leaving things there, but I'll keep an eye out.
That wind wall was pretty dope. Where'd you learn that?
Thank you. My father taught it to me.
Alright, he seems okay.
Can I do a survival check to try to track where these creatures came from? It's a favored enemy of the undead, so I should be able to possibly see where they came from. At least maybe that'll track us back to the kid.
Sure.
So it says you have advantage on survival checks to track your favorite enemy as well as intelligence checks on them. Okay. It's 15.
Are you kind of circling the clearing, looking for clear signs of tracks, like that kind of thing? You're searching all over this open area?
Yes. Try to figure out where they came from so we can track them back.
Sure. So you kind of start to do the slow circling. Again, remember, the majority of this now clearing is like that thick, like thorny brambles that it looks near impassable that I had described before. But you kind of make a whole circle around this clearing, and in amidst kind of the tracks and the squished vegetation that the four of you made entering, essentially that same forested area that you pressed through, tracks lead in and out of that section, back in the direction that you had approached from.
It looks like they came from the same way we did. We need to backtrack a little bit. Maybe find another pathway.
After you?
What are we even, looking for? Where's that wand thingy?
Oh yeah. Let me see. And I'll hold out the divination rod with the bunny rabbit holding onto the rod, and I'll see if I can sense which way it needs to go.
And it is pulling you towards the bramble thicket, the thorny brambles.
It wants us to go that way.
But it looks like thorny brambles.
I don't think that's passable.
Grundle, can't you do some fire or something?
Let me think. What sort of tricks do I have for this situation? I can make it look like it's not a thorny bramble.
Maybe we need to find our way around the bramble.
Yes, I think this is the way.
Dandelion, can you make me an Arcana check, please?
5.
Okay. So, Malik, are you going to try to lead a direction around this obstacle?
Yeah, I'm going to try to find a passage through the thick forest, if possible.
All right, you can make me a survival check, please.
12.
So, taking the party, essentially, you said you wanted to double back on the way you came?
Yeah, go back a little bit, looking off to the side of the pathway that we came in to see if there's any way we can sort of cut through and circle navigate where we were, that spot we were just in.
Right, and again, as I described before, there's no actual path, which I understand what you were describing, but there's no actual, you found no signs of any type of trail at all. So you're essentially bushwhacking. But again, because of both of your favorite terrains, that's not imposing any type of difficult terrain impositions against the party because of your specialty being forest. But as you are, progressing and you're leading back into the forest, you really have no sense of direction at all. Dandelion, you just continually feel the pull of the divining rod back towards, back the way you had approached from.
You know what? I think I have an idea.
That you're small enough to climb through the brambles and go in the direction that we're supposed to be going?
Well, maybe, but
Don't lick trees.
you all aren't as small as me, so that we'd have to split up, and I don't like the idea of that.
So, Leland, hear me out. I have the hither-thither staff, so I can expend a charge as an action to create 2 linked teleportation portals, each one appearing on a flat surface of your choice that you can see within 1,500 feet of yourself. Obviously, I can't see past the brambles. However, I do have the spell Fly. So I could cast Fly on myself, fly up into the air to see if I can see a place past the brambles to cast one of the portals on, and then cast another portal down where we are.
Sounds like a wonderful idea. Let's go back to the clearing then.
What do you think about that use of my stuff, Leland? Is that kosher?
I mean, you can try anything you'd like. As I described before, the canopy above you completely blocks out your view of the sky and causes darkness everywhere inside the forest. So if you want to try to fly above it, you absolutely can try. But it looks the canopy looks incredibly thick.
Okay, then that's not going to work. Never mind. I forgot there was a canopy above us.
So it seems like the stick is telling us to go back through the brambles.
I mean, we could see if there's some kind of secret passage through them or something.
It's worth a try. I can't find any sensible way around in the forest. Can you, Ravina?
No, and I'm embarrassed. This is nothing, but it's also terrible.
Malik and Ravina, like, obviously it's clear to both of you that there's some type of magical interference. Otherwise, a normal forest, you would be able to
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like,
properly,
something
yeah.
is not right. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. Try to navigate our way back to the clearing, I guess, if we haven't made it too far away.
I mean, it doesn't seem like you should be very far away, but as you turn back and try to double back on your double back, you're triple backing now. It takes you about another hour of stumbling through the forest, just completely turn around before you do find this clearing once again.
I'll try the stick again.
And it's still pulling you in that same direction, towards and through the brambles.
Well, Mr. Snugglesworth, I'm sorry, little bunny man, I forgot your actual name, but he's wanting us to go right there.
Definitely could be magical.
Were you talking to me?
No, the bunny.
Oh, I had a feeling. Oh.
The bunny.
Oh, Grundle. You are cute sometimes, aren't you? You're growing on me.
Why don't I try to crawl through these brambles a little ways, and maybe it thins out not too far in there.
Yeah, I'll walk over to that side. Make sure it's not an illusion of some kind. Are they real brambles?
I know an illusion when I see one.
As Grundle says, if you poke at them with your weapons, they feel physical and you can manipulate them and move them. And as you're you can see a few inches into them, and you see pockets of openings amongst the twisting thorn brambles, right? It's not like you can't put your hand into this source of vegetation kind of thing, but those that are going to try to walk through and press through can give me a dexterity saving throw.
How high are they?
They're up enormous. They're about 30 feet up, and they kind of disappear into the gloom of the forest.
So if I cast Phantasmal Steed and then cast Enlarge Reduce on it, it still wouldn't be tall enough for me to ride it through.
No.
Okay.
So are you just sending Grundle to see if it... Or is everyone going? Everyone's going to press through?
I'm going over to the brambles, yes.
I would try, so that's a 7. That's terrible.
I'm hanging back.
I had a 9.
Grundle has a 14.
Okay, unfortunately, those are all fails. So you're each going to take 6 piercing and 7 necrotic damage.
I'm going to talk to the bunny and say, Mr. Little Fluffernutter, we can't go that way. Which way should we go?
The 3 of you also suffer a level of exhaustion.
What?
Oh, jeez.
Oh, shoot.
As the 3 of you press through and walk into the brambles, Dandelion, you just you lose sight of them immediately as they're pressing through it. You can kind of see the brambles shifting and then come to a stop as they get further and further through. But the 3 of you each press through, and you're free of the sticks and stabs of the thorns, and you step into out of the bramble, but you press through into darkness. Even with your dark vision, you can't see anything in front of you.
That's it. End of the show. Thanks for listening. But before you go, I got a couple other things I want to tell you about. You can find the Incorrigible Party all over the interwebs. You can just go to incorrigibleparty.com and you can find all the links there. While you're there, check out the Patreon. There's some really cool stuff you could do with the Patreon, like give inspiration to Shaft. Or you can waste it and give it to one of those other mooks. Even worse, you could give it to Leland. Also, you can get access to mini campaigns and other cool stuff that we do. You're automatically entered into all contests. I mean, it's really a great deal. The Incorrigible Party is sponsored by Critical Hit Design. All ambient sounds and music provided by tabletopaudio.com. Intro and outro music is by Josh Jarvis, and you can email him at jamesmercymusic@gmail.com if you need any music stuff. Okay, that's it. Now you can go. Happy adventuring!
This has been a Sounds of Steel production.